Hello everybody, welcome back to OMB Reviews. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and today we're doing a box office preview for this upcoming weekend, which will finally see a little bit of life put back into the box office with a new horror film, seemingly the last of the mainline Conjuring films, at least if the title is any indication. Of course, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But The Conjuring Last Rites right now is projected to get the #1 spot easily with really no competition whatsoever. And the only other film being released this week is a film that's already been released, and it's not even really even a movie. It's actually a filmed version of the stage musical Hamilton, which was on Disney Plus for a long time and is now getting a theatrical release, getting the #2 spot with $10.2 million. Now, of course, this is going to be just raw net gains for Disney because this is something that they've already made. This is just them putting it out in theaters. It's also showing us, though, just how very little content the major studios have these days, that they are just, again, re-releasing films, anniversary films, those kinds of things. Even the Jaws re-release is actually still going to be out this weekend, dropping off quite a bit, but again, for a 50-year-old movie, the fact that it was even in the top 3, let alone top 2 last week, the fact that it's still even in the top 10 for this week is already still, again, a major strike against the modern Hollywood system. But let's just go ahead and go fully into the list and talk about what the different sites are saying about it, and also what we can expect for the box office results and profitability likelihood for Warner Brothers' Conjuring Last Rites. So again, $64.3 million is what that film is currently projected to make, according to Box Office Theory. Hamilton at $10.2 million being projected. Weapons finally getting knocked out of the #1 and #2 spots, going all the way down to #3 with a 54% drop to $4.8 million. Again, Weapons still holding very, very well for a rated R horror/thriller film. Warner Brothers really coming away with a lot of victories, it seems, this year. Freakier Friday is still doing very well for Disney here with $3.6 million, a 47% hold, right? This film just broke even last weekend, and so anything added on since then is just going to be raw net gain profits for them. Caught Stealing, which was a new film last week from Sony, dropping a whopping 60%, so definitely not looking like that film's going to make any money back for Sony based off of those numbers. The Bad Guys 2 holding $2.9 million, 39% hold there. The Roses, a film from last week from Searchlight, dropping also a pretty massive 57%. Again, another film that cost around $30 to $40 million or so, not likely to make their money back there either. And then, of course, you have some holdovers like Fantastic Four, Jaws, and Superman. But as you can see, massive drops are expected now for Superman, as that film is essentially done with its box office run. Box Office Pro reporting Conjuring is going to make $40 to $50 million, so not nearly as high as what is being reported over on Box Office Theory, but also Box Office Pro tends to put their numbers out a little bit earlier than Theory does on occasion, and so we'll have to wait and see exactly who is right on this one. Box Office Report is having it at 66.5. I would probably say that those numbers sound about right? The only genre of movie that has been consistently doing well, really in the post-COVID era, but just in the modern Hollywood era, has been the horror films. That horror audience is definitely the most consistent of any and all audiences. Those films tend to do the best, especially if you have a popular franchise, or at the very least, you have a film that is going to, at the very least, make that fan base happy and get some positive word of mouth going for it. Those are the kinds of things that really help those films along. Not to mention the fact that those films tend to also have very manageable budgets. This one's a little bit on the higher side of things, going over to my charts, because we love Chatsy on OMB Reviews. So you can see the budget is around projected $55 million, which based off the current standards means the break even is going to be around $165 million to break even. Opening to $65 million or so domestically alone, it's going to be pretty well on its way to hitting that mark. And if the previous films are any indication, Conjuring will do just fine at the box office, and so we really can't say that we're all that surprised to see those numbers. So again, I don't think Box Office Pro's numbers are going to be accurate there. I think that's going to probably do better than what was anticipated. A lot of this is probably going to be based off of the other opening weekends. Some for previous ones, right? So Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, said it was a $65.6 million domestic total run. Obviously, that's because it came out in 2021. So again, a lot of things have happened and changed since then, but we can expect this film to probably have a pretty healthy domestic run overall. For them, they have Weapons at the #2 spot, and then Hamilton at the #3 spot. Now, they also have a $3 to $5 million range there. But that's the most interesting thing about it, is that they have very low numbers for both of these, whereas Hamilton has a much higher range for Box Office Theory and for Box Office Report. So personally, I don't understand the fame of Hamilton. I think most people, if they want to go see a musical, they're going to go see the show. They're not going to go see it in theaters, but this is also a big screen experience for people to be able to see it. For those that love the music, there's probably going to be, a sizable group of people that will be passionate enough to want to go see this. Again, it's not going to break any numbers here. It's not going to break any records, but I do think that this is something that is, again, I could see it going either way. I could see it making $5 million. I could see it making $10 million, but probably not going to do much more than that, just based off of what we're seeing and based off of these current projections. Weapons in the number 3 spot over a box office report with $5 million there. Freaky Friday and $4 million. Caught Stealing, still, again, a massive drop, similar for The Roses. So those are both films looking to be pretty catastrophic failures all around. Again, just showing us how slow the box office is. And again, the only real positive sign, the only life, again, just look at the comparison here, right? 60-ish plus million for your number 1 film, less than 10, maybe 10 for your number 2 spot. Again, one of the slowest weekends that we're seeing this year. Again, Conjuring, of course, putting some life into it, but this is kind of going to be the story going forward. Is you're going to have a couple of films here and there that are going to maybe be able to get things going a little bit, right? To get some life injected back into the box office for a short time, but it's not really going to be that sustainable until we get to some of the bigger films that are still yet to come out this year. Going back over the charts just so that we have an idea of where these films are currently standing, right? As of the last update, again, these are coming from thenumbers.com. Opus Data is what they are currently using. It's their own data firm, essentially, of data analysis. So the last update that we got was that the current box office for Caught Stealing was $16 million. The Roses was 19. So that means $51 to $50 million in losses as of right now. So again, those are films not going to make their money back. I can say right now, if the numbers that are being projected right now are correct, there's very little reason to think that they're going to be that much off. These are both films will be confirmed flops by the end of the weekend. Nobody 2, as I said, pretty much donezo at the box office, and so this film's going to end up as a flop, but again, at least it's not as high as what we saw with The Roses and Caught Stealing. Weapons continues to add to its overall profits. Freaky Friday still also adding to its profits as well. The Bad Guys doing better down the stretch than one could have anticipated, right? 4 times its opening weekend. Again, that's a very, very good multiplier there. It's better than the average, more than doubled its first 2 weekends, in fact. That's very good. It's just not going to reach the 250-ish million that the first film made. So again, VOD sales, maybe that'll be something there for that movie, but overall, not the big win they were probably expecting the film to be. Naked Gun, again, better than anyone could have anticipated that it would be doing, but still $16 million in the red. Fantastic Four, again, based off of the numbers they've told us are the budgets, which we, again, know just from history, it's not going to be accurate. So probably well over $200 million in losses. Though, again, even on the numbers that they've given us, it's still over $100 million worth of losses there. And then the last one to update, of course, is Superman, because James Gunn's Superman, yeah, it's, again, basically done at the domestic box office. And so maybe 620 is your ceiling now, 625 as your total box office. And even if it gets there, it'll still end up in the red theatrically. Again, might make its money back on VOD sale, Blu-ray sales, things like that. But as far as the actual theatrical release is concerned, it has not made its money. Unlike a film like Jurassic World Rebirth, which, again, over $100 million worth of net gain raw profits. So again, that's a big win for them. So anyway, those are the numbers as they stand. And yeah, Conjuring Last Rites, I have no interest in seeing it myself. I am not a horror fan. I stay away from all the demonic stuff, especially. It's just not good to kind of put that stuff into your head. So are you planning to see that movie? And what are your thoughts on any of the films we mentioned here today? Do you think we're going to see any surprises this weekend? Are you going to go see Hamilton? I don't think a lot of people in my audience are going to, but we'll have to, of course, wait and see. Maybe there's some musical theater people out there. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on these things and anything else I mentioned in the comment section down below. If you like this video, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you smash the Rumble button over on Rumble if you're watching there as well. You guys are all amazing and beautiful. Have a wonderful rest of your day, a blessed Friday. And as always, God bless. And now for a huge special shout out to all of my Chosen of Valhalla members, starting off first with my people on Patreon, Father Luca Illick and Miss Martin Muses. Check out her YouTube channel by the same name, Miss Martin Muses. Also to my Subscribestar people, Matt317. Check out his Twitch channel by the same name, Matt317. And lastly to my YouTube member, Mr. Roy. shout out to you, good sir. And if you want your name shouted out at the end of every live stream and video, check out the top link in the video description below where you get access to that. Also, you get access to a plethora of other things. You get your name listed at the end of every live stream and video, like you saw in those names that came up before this video started, and also access to a giveaways channel that I host over on the Discord server where I give away 4Ks, Steelbooks, Blu-rays, all kinds of stuff. So check that out if you're interested in that. Also, I have an exclusive podcast that I hold at least once a month, and it's always a good time, and you get extra bonus content with that also. So if any of that sounds interesting, again, check out that top link in the video description below. You guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, God bless.